have you tried pulling out a method acting shtick on someone you were dating? Di ba? Isip-isip.
That's a really good question. I think I'm pretty good at it. So
Take your time.
so I can go there really I can be manipulative. I don't choose to be manipulative these days anymore, but in my younger years, I used it a lot.
To bail.
Yes, to get out of trouble. I can cry on I can cry on cue. I have a funny story. I'm a girl who loves trouble. So I always got into trouble in my younger years. One time, like, I actually did this recently. I just remembered. But I'll tell you this other story first. So, I was doing a show at the Kirk Douglas Theater in Culver City. And you know how, like, theater people, musicians, rock stars, like, you guys do the same thing, too. Like, you party after the shows, right? And you drink a lot and...
Everything a lot.
Right. So, it was one of those nights where we were drinking martinis at the Culver Hotel, and it was like 2:00 in the morning. And I lived in the valley off of Laurel Canyon at that time, and I was so tipsy. It was pouring rain, and I had to drive through Laurel Canyon, and it's so windy. Yeah. And I had the better sense in my, inebriation. I had the better sense to be like, I'm going to fall off a cliff on this road if I continue. So I was like, before I even
attempted to do that. Yeah.
So let me just turn around and go. And then I went down, and it was pouring rain. I didn't see an island on Santa Monica Boulevard and Crescent Heights. I didn't see an island. So my car just jumped. It flew over this island, and my two front wheels just went.
Of course.
And
so it was a scene.
It was a scene in the middle of the night. I was wasted, and then
oh my God, that was like a DUI in the waiting.
Yeah, and I already had 2 DUIs by that point, by the way.
What?
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm sober for 10 years now. So there was a meter close by. I pushed my damn car by myself in the pouring rain in the middle of the night. I tried to push it as close to the curb as possible. And then I guess a cop saw me get into my car, and I see the lights coming behind me, and I was soaking wet, wasted. I was like, I don't want to go to jail. I have a show the next day, and it was like closing night.
This was the weekend?
This is the weekend.
So if you went to jail, you'd be out on Monday because you can't, there's no bail on the weekend, yeah.
Right. So I was like, I cannot miss closing, and...
it's like, where's Minerva?
Right.
Where's Minerva?
So, and I was like, fuck. So I opened, I got it was a flip phone at that time. I got my flip phone, and I was like, hyperventilating, crying, and the cops knocks on my window, and I was like, I'm calling AAA right now, and I need to talk to them. I was so on full on acting mode. Right. I was like, I cannot go to jail tonight, and he just stood there waiting for me to stop hysterically crying, and all of a sudden his phone rang, and he had to go somewhere. And he was like, hang in there, I'll be right back. I was like, fuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. So I like closed my window. I went to the back seat of my car. I hid. Like I hid on the on the ground. I curled up in a ball on the ground. My car was locked. And luckily I had tinted windows in the back seat. And I just hid there. I was like, so quiet as a mouse. And then he came back and like
So he kept knocking in the rain.
yeah, and then he just gave up and thought like that I wasn't there, that somebody came and got me or something. But I was there and I was like, oh my God. So I just like laid there and, I didn't have a vehicle and I slept there like in the back seat of my car. And I took a cab to the theater like the next day.
Yeah.
Luckily, the theater had a shower.
There you go. Oh my God.
But when cops are involved, tears, man. They just pour.
See? At least may napala ang college. Ang grad school.